Welcome to episode 42 of FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. And from last time, I did make a couple of changes. This is going to be a full-size episode this time, hopefully. I did make a couple of changes down here just to improve things a little bit. Let's just pop down. And instead of a provider pipe, I've put a logistics chassis Mark IV in there. Because, well, I had a couple of issues. So, just to briefly explain. I couldn't put stuff back in the system. The only thing now that's left is the storage drawers mod. So if I was putting stuff in here, nothing would go in because they're all locked. If you remember, we locked them to stop duplicate chests being open for the same items when I already had space in one drawer. There's big buggy behavior there. But couldn't put them back in, and that was quite simply because I didn't put a couple of other things on this. So in here, I moved the item sync module from my default chest space. Remember, default route. And a polymorphic item sync module that basically matches any item that's in this system. So now, any items that it can't find with the storage drawers goes in here, which goes into our system. And the same thing for any items it can match. Sorry, which way around did I say that? Yeah, I've forgotten. So either items that it doesn't have in the system or items it does have in the system will both go in here, unless, of course, it finds a match in the storage drawer side of things. So that's pretty useful, and there's space for more. This is a Mark IV chassis. The only difference is that you get 4 spaces. Yeah, so that's, in fact, that the UI is a bit too small. Let's just change that. Whoa! Yes. Okay. Just so you can see the tooltips at the top of the screen, mainly more than anything else. Because now we're on to E42 crafting. Things will be a little bit nice and fast. For one, I've got synchronization with NEI, so I can type stuff up here, and it'll change on the right-hand side. Fence. See? As long as you change this to NEI synchronized standard. You can do auto as well, but yeah, it's up to you. There's slightly different behavior. So yes, that's that brief thing. So now everything works. The only thing that doesn't work is that this system cannot still see the rest of the logistics pipe inventory. However, it should be able to see, the only thing left of that now there's no chests, is the storage drawers mod. So the storage drawers main controller, I may just be able to put a storage bus, which is like this, but treats its attached inventory as basically like an ME drive. And then I should be able to see everything from this. But then I'll have to run a cable, so I will have to figure out what I want to do with cabling. At least temporarily until my huge, massive Void World ME controller is done. So, I did one face of that ME controller, and just to get the pattern right more than anything else, which is a bit annoying because it's 3 times normal size, and I mismeasured twice and I ended up with a rectangular face. Okay, so ignore that part. But then I thought, yeah, I'm not going to use just block by block for the rest of it. Now I've got the one pattern right on one face. I'm going to need something to build faster. What is that? Well, that should be relatively straightforward. I wonder if there's a hotkey to actually change the cursor to this top. If there is, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy. I'm used to pressing F for the NEI one. Where was I? Ah, yes, the division sigil. We've got 3 of them. And I actually want to activate it. But I want to do it safely. Let's go and have a look how we might do that. Normally, I just put it down in the middle of a forest with a ritual, do the ritual, and then scream like a child has 20 or 30 skeletons and zombies spawn and try to hit me all at once. Things get set on fire, the forest burns down. Everyone is sad, sad, sad. So I thought I'd try and see if I can use game mechanics to stop that from happening. So I've put out this layout of Earth. It's about 6 from here to the end, times 3 wide. I think you can do it wider than this, but I've just not bothered. I don't need that much cursed Earth anyway. And even if I did, we can redo this multiple times, so it's not like there's an issue. But I've gone 6 out from each face of this 3x3, and then just filled in like a 6-block angled face. And I think you can go a couple more out to each side of this, and then you end up with an angled face in between, but it doesn't really matter too much. All of this is raised off the ground. There's no connected ground. And now, just to finish this, I am going to cheat slightly and change the time, and that's purely because I'm recording, And trying to match the exact time with my start of recording button is not amazing. So I'm going to do it this way. So I'm building up this around the outside. Nothing amazing here. You've probably seen all this before. What I am going to do is just enclose this area. Oops. And this isn't for any other reason but that when I use this to drop my sacrifice, the sheep can't get back out again, which is the other problem I normally have. This normally goes and then wanders off in one direction. Hi, you're going to be okay. You're going to be sacrificed. Sorry, sorry. So yes, division sigil. So we've got this on us, and we want to change this to nighttime and see what happens. So let's just change where are we? Options, world. Change me into cheat mode, make sure I don't accidentally click on any eye, otherwise I get stacks of stuff. And let's see if we can do this. So we want to change to midnight if I remember rightly, then sacrifice this and see what happens. Okay, so midnight. And sacrifice. Ow. And no mobs, but it's starting to spread. Yeah, you see, I'm slightly wrong on... Oh, aha, and now it's spread, on the other hand. Yeah, there's a bit of a mob issue. So, you probably have to get this shape a little bit further out, or this a little bit higher up, or another platform underneath. Shouldn't be terribly bad to just put half blocks just in a bigger square underneath, and then it should be just fine. So let me just get rid of these mobs first of all. Hi. Yes, and you. And then we're just going to use our... Ah! See, this is why I don't like the panicked version. Let me just go over here for a second and hover. Where's my tools? In here, I have a... I thought I had an excavator. Yes, there I do. Silky excavator. That's what we want, so let's just put all this stuff away in the system. Just so we've got plenty of space. And let's head back, shall we? Oh, my server lagged. Even when I try to do something safe, I end up with a non-safe version. But the only thing I actually want in here, wow. I don't want to change this back to daylight because... Oh my god! I can't stop the cursed from regenerating. Right. I wonder if I did change it to daytime. That would obviously set it on fire, but not the stuff I actually want. Will that set it on fire? Because it's under fences, remember, so I'm not sure if because it's under the fences that there is an issue. Oh no, it's setting the fences on light and light. Okay, fine, so back to midnight again. And everything is burning! I really hope that doesn't spread through the flowers. That could be rather bad. Anyway, I will let that burn down, and then I will come back with a slightly safer setup. Shall we try this again? I've made it slightly smaller. The only thing I can think of apart from these half slabs is just to make the entire thing into a giant room to stop it from spreading. But we'll see what actually happens. We're going to midnight, and... requires more natural earth. Yes, I'm going to need to make it just the same size it was before. Okay, never mind. Should be straightforward. Let's just sort that out. Take 3. Okay, now will you spread? I'm hoping not. That would be kind of awful, but that looks pretty stable to me. Yeah, what do you guys think? And now we can just gather all this from the other side. No worries at all. Of course, you've still got naturally spawning stuff, but everything else is all sorted. So just make sure you put under a layer of stone underneath, or well, half slabs in my case, just to make sure mobs won't spawn on it, in addition to the normal reason, just the blocking the earth away from what you're actually doing. And I can just leave that framework in place there, and we're all sorted. I did activate the sigil with the first attempt, of course. The only thing this actually gained us was some safe cursed earth. Stack and a half, and I already got a stack from the first one. Even with all that stuff setting on fire, it didn't decay away too fast, so I'm going to put all that away, and let's move on. We've got an awakened sigil, which means we can use it for all kinds of things, such as unstable ingots, which is one of the main uses. Well, in fact, that's the pretty much only main use in here. Yes, there is another ritual later on to get a different version of that, but it takes a lot more stuff. The unstable ingots, if you've not used these before, these will explode if you make this recipe in about 5 or 6 seconds. So as soon as you make one, you have to use it, otherwise you're going to kill yourself. These ones, however, the semi-stable ingots do not. However, they're much more expensive because you have to use a diamond to get a nugget instead of a whole ingot. So 9 times more expensive. However, we've got a lot of diamonds, so if you're doing this really early game, you probably have to go for this top recipe. In our case, yeah, we can probably go for the bottom one. That'll save a lot of heartache. So yes, let's just dump a few of these items out of my inventory. Just store all the cursed earth in there because I don't really need it. I've put the stuff away and I don't need that either. Yeah, that'll do for now. I don't need the fences or anything else. Let's have a look at what I need for the builder's wand. That's what I was going for. That's what I needed. Yeah, that's a creative only one, unless there's a... better make sure I change that back before I start clicking on stuff. Right, super builder's wand, there is no recipe for. I was kind of hoping there would be one in Infinity to get that, because it's amazing. But the regular builder's wand just needs 1 ingot and 1 obsidian. So in our case, we just need 1 ingot. So I'll get some nuggets. And some diamonds. Yeah, we got it. See what I mean about having plenty of diamonds. And let's just grab this. So let's just grab 9 of these. And they're not going to explode on us. All great. Put that away in there, which means we don't need to use the crafting grid, the regular crafting grid. So this should do just fine. And there was a piece of obsidian. Oops. Wasn't that the recipe? Was it just builder's wand? Builder's wand. Oh, just diagonal. Yay! Builder's wand. And in case you don't know what this does, basically it will extend any surface outwards. So if you have, let's say, some marble. Oh, I shouldn't put it there. Never mind. So if you have some marble like this, if you use the builder's wand, I'm sure you've all used it before, but just to check, it will extend that upwards depending on the shape. You can hold down shift to change it from, well, it's hard to tell actually without putting another layer in. Yeah, so if you hold this down, if you just hold this normally, it will replace up to 9 blocks. If you hold shift, it will make sure it does it in a horizontal line. And is control? Yeah, control does it in a vertical line. So that means you can create horizontal and vertical surfaces very, very easily with almost no effort. As long as you start with just a single line outward from whatever surface it is. So if it's this floor, you couldn't extend outwards really very easily in lines without putting that first line down of marble. Once you've done that, it is simplicity. So all I need to make sure is I have enough of the blocks before I start filling in floors and things like that. So yeah, that'll help me continue to build that thing in the background. I won't bother moving this stuff in there until I finish it. So yeah, there's that. So what did I want to do next? So one of the next things I actually did, and I did this off camera, is just get rid of our storage drawer system entirely. I thought, yeah, it's enough. Let's just get rid of it. So I did, and then my inventory jammed because the amount of stuff in those storage drawers was huge. 50,000 of some items, and yeah, that was more than my 4K cells could deal with. You can see they're all mostly full now. So I had to craft 3 64K ones, and even they are pretty much full of types, or 2 of them are full of types. And if you look at the amounts, yeah, they're not insignificant either. But everything's now covered. So let's get on with a little bit more of essential stuff that you need to do with AE2. And if you remember, I had up here a little pool right at the start where I created pure surface quartz. And it's time to improve that. I've dug out a little area here. We should be able to do my usual setup here, if I can remember it. The most important thing to note is that, let's just put a block there and a block there temporarily. When you place these, and I've crafted them off camera, but I did show them before, I think they are very cheap. For us now, anyway. They might not have been originally. Yeah, so Fluix block you can use with these. Quartz glass, ME glass cable. Yeah, very cheap. Place them this way. If you're going to do it in this arrangement anyway, place them with this top side facing sideways, not like this. Okay, that's going to be important in a second. You'll see why. And well, I may as well tell you why. They basically can only connect. They can only connect through the top sides for power, and that will give you problems if you don't do it this way, because we're going to connect the power at the ends, and we're going to want to be able to do that so you don't want to see any of these top sides facing upwards. So I think I can just ring these. Yeah, so you won't get, if I put it there, see how it doesn't connect to any of them? Do that before all of this is actually done. These don't take data, they'll only take power. They only need power, I should say, so you don't have to worry about them too much. Do I want to put them that side or the other side? Haven't decided. Let's put them that side for now. I'll just hook them all together, so if I provide power to one of them, it should spread through them all because they're all connected up. This is just cheaper slightly than a ME smart cable, so I just thought I'd make it with that. Okay, so I'll put a chest here. It should do. I could put it a bit closer, I suppose, but for now, not bothered. And what I need to do, and that's why I've put this smart cable here, hopefully I've got it in the right place, we'll see in a second, is we need to hook this up to our network. So let's first of all put that there. That doesn't connect to the chest, of course, because we need to use an actual machine to do that. Machine, I was looking at this. To use an actual bus to do that. And we want an export bus. Again, very simple to make. Put an export bus on there, and you want to upgrade that a little bit with capacity. So you can make a capacity card, which is, again, very quick to make. Forgive me here, I'm skipping showing you the recipes for everything. If you want to see the recipes for everything, let me know in the comments. You know who you are. Just put one in for now, you don't need two. And this is Surface Quartz seeds, which I made. I'll put one of those in. It's a virtual inventory, so it won't take any off you. So basically that says any of these Surface Quartz seeds, 0%, exactly 0%, will get exported into this chest from the system. So if you get something to actually make those seeds, and I can do it manually if necessary, en masse, because they're very, very quick to make. What's the recipe for those? Yeah, just Surface Quartz, dust and sand. So you can just autograph those, to be honest. There's nothing to do with it about putting them into pools of water and such. At least not for the crafting bit. So they'll all go into this chest. So this is just a buffer. What are we then going to do? Right, so let's just put a couple of blocks in place. Just cap the ends. And ME formation plane and annihilation plane. Annihilation, want to go at this end, I think. Again, it's up to you where you put... Yeah, it has to be this end, because... Well, it doesn't have to be. Don't worry. You'll see what I'm doing in a minute. There is madness to my method, or method to my madness, depending on what your opinion of me is. Get rid of those. And now we've got a trench, if you like. In there, we can put some water. And the seeds are going to run out of this formation plane into this annihilation plane, which doesn't take water, thankfully. And that should be it. We need a couple of quick changes, though. We need to input a fuzzy card, because what's going to happen is this is going to change value, either metadata or NVT. I can never remember the way around it is for this particular item. So we need to be able to match anything like these. And in this case, I don't want to place it as a block. I want to drop it as an item. That should be enough to get us started, I think. I may need a buffer chest to catch them before they're reprocessed. So let's not do that to start with. Let me just put you down here. Just fill that back in. And then we're going to put a cable up and over. Okay, may look a bit weird, I know, don't worry. This side, it's going to form them, we're going to pull them out of here into this, it's going to form them here, they're going to run down, hit this, get pulled back in, and the only place for them to go is right back here. So they're going to continue through this loop, through these crystal growth accelerators, which are offline at the moment. Maybe they need a lever? Oh, I've not connected power yet. Don't worry about that. That's me being an idiot. Right, so... And my jetpack's noise has gone off. That's fine by me. It's a bit noisy. What else do I need? I need to actually hook up power. And get an import bus. So first let's get the import bus. And let's just put the hover mode on. Import bus there. And it's just going to import everything. You're probably not going to need a speed improvement, but you know, while we're at it, we may as well make one. Card. I've got 4 acceleration cards, so I'll just take those. And we can pump those in. So that should be pretty quick at dumping these when we want to. And then we connect this up. Nothing's happening right now because there's no power connecting between these two. Now, note right there, I'm not using dense cable yet, because before you all start commenting, use dense cable, you can use 32 channels on a site. Yes, I can. I'm not using it yet. I just want to show a little bit of efficiency before I start just dumping lots and lots of channels. There's 7. Okay, so 7 includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is the import bus underneath the chest. 7 is this. So without going up to dense cable, I couldn't connect up this and that. I'd have some problems. So we've got 2 entirely separate networks here. This one is off. Nothing's happening. Now you can, without an ME controller, you can, let me just put this in here instead. In fact, I don't want to do that. That wouldn't work. That's the example of what not to do. Put quartz fiber on each of these. One there. And just temporarily put one there. Maybe this will be in fact, this will be enough. Yeah, because it's broken. So the quartz fiber won't transmit data, but it will transmit power. So if I put one here, what I should get is, this is just the one device. Everything's working with 7 over there. And now this is active. These are on. See? Now what we can do is a bit further. I can never remember the item name. I will look it up, and that's not good. Why are you off again? That shouldn't have happened. Unless I'm just pulling so much power, but I doubt it. That is actually pulling quite a lot of power out though. So, let me just break that. Worst comes to the worst, we just use a tesseract of some kind, but yeah, that's a bit annoying. What we can do is put a special kind of cable in there, and I can never remember the name of it. It basically responds to redstone signals, so you can set a switch up there, so it will it'll switch the growth accelerators on and off. And that's quite handy for power saving, because they do tend to drain quite a lot of power. And can I ever remember the name of it? Not toggle bus. That sounds right. Toggle? Yeah, so there's an inverted and regular, and I can never remember which way around they are, but you can just transform one into the other. That should be really simple, in fact. Toggle. There we go, toggle bus, and let's get a lever while we're at it. So this you can stick probably something like this, and then that will respond to redstone signal. I'm not sure where I can mount a redstone signal here, mind you. I may have caused my own problems. Let's just put a block there for a second. Will you work now? Yeah, there you go. So the toggle bus is on, and this powers the whole thing. Toggle bus off, and everything goes off. So that should be enough to start the thing. If we put a couple of seeds in place, what should happen is they should get pulled into this as soon as this goes on. So crystal growth accelerators are on, and the seeds are actually moving down there. I don't know if you saw them. You may have just see them hit the annihilation plane. If I can just and take off your ring. Take off your ring of magnetization, and they've gone off again. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It is not holding power for some reason. And I don't know why. Maybe you know why. I'm missing something obvious. It should be transmitting power. It may just be that it needs more power than actually is capable of being supplied to it by this leadstone energy cell. Which is possible. It only outputs 200 RF per tick. And yeah, so let's go and make a tesseract. And by the way, that is one thing just about this. I can't get rid of this side of things again because it deals with the auto-crafting. I can't order it up from that system. So let me just grab a tesseract of some kind. Will you craft? No, you won't. Okay, I'm going to make some stuff and come back. Alright, some quick crafting later. I put in a tesseract right here, and that did solve the problem. It was absolutely fine with that. So it is just a power issue in that these are sucking all the power out, which does not surprise me. So I'm going to use a little trick on this side. I'm going to put these cable anchors here. They're like the inverse of like the quartz cable in that they will not allow power to pass this time. So I can safely hook all of these up without getting power out from our system. And now I can get some sort of toggle bus thing going. So if let's see, where do I actually want it? If I put the toggle bus here and the quartz here, and then I'm going to need a cable to connect them, which is just fine. Okay. Then let's see if I get redstone signal here. Nope. Will here do? Let's rearrange that then. Where's my crescent hammer? And yeah, that powered everything up. Don't exactly want to do that. Where's my... There we go. Just getting this lined up really more than anything else. Now I'm running out of room. Get rid of both of you. Put the toggle bus back in. And then that should be fine to put you there. Okay, now, yeah, there we go. So that's fine, or I could put it on top, doesn't really matter at this point. So, this will always send the seeds straight into this channel, which is fine. However, the thing won't turn on. In fact, let's just make some seeds. We've got some surface quartz. dust and some sand. Probably don't have the sand. I'm normally... Oh no, plenty of sand. Fair enough. Okay, so we got 10 of that. Let me just remove this ring. We've got 12 seeds. And let me just put 10 of the 01s into the system. What that should do is export them into that chest, which should then pull them into our channel. And there they are. I appreciate that's hard to see, but there they are. Just about hit the annihilation plane. And it's going to continue to put them through until they're actually grown. So we need to actually put in a another chest. In fact, no, we don't. We can be even better than that. We just need another export bus. I'm probably out of stuff. Export bus. Do I have... Oh, I need a piston. Okay, that's auto-crafted, so that's fine. Let's give me one. Let's get two just in case, because I'm probably going to need more. So the idea being we can just export back into the starting chest that it pulls the seeds from, because remember it's only going to pull the seeds from that by the export bus. Wow, you take a little bit of time still. Must upgrade the auto-crafting system soon. Okay, so the export bus exports seeds into here. The import bus pulls it into this network. We can export them. I've pulled this back out again. Let me just craft those. So I want one of those. Export bus. When they're fully done, we want to put them back into this chest. And we can do that just with cable. We got 4 channels in use, still fine. And we just need to put the other capacity card in here and then tell it to export only the full grown seed, or whatever it finally turns out, which will be the Certus quartz presumably. In fact, what we could do is tell it... Yeah, we need an actual full example of that. The other way of doing it, I wonder if I can use an inverter card. Which is possible, I think. Inverter card is an advanced card on that, which I should have it there. Although, no, I can't. No, I'm being silly. Because if I put an inverter card on here, it's going to basically do the opposite. So if I say don't export this, export everything else, then it would need to be fuzzy as well as that, because otherwise it would match. So I could just leave it straight and then just get an example of the fully grown one, put it into here, and then simultaneously, oh, whoops. And similarly, use this last channel, remember I've got 7, to put an import bus on here and just do the same thing. So I can just pull them back into that network and that's done. So the whole system will work fine. If you think there's a more compact way of doing this or better use of channels, feel free to let me know. Comments below as normal. But everything should now be working. Let me just make sure that's off. Put those 2 in. What you can do is then cover these with, I normally cover them with glass, with the glass covers, but you could use concrete. In fact, clear glass. I have the saw out. I could use that. Yeah. There we go. And then cover these in, maybe. Oh. Done. Oh, now I've done it. I have dragged the seeds back out. Let me just clear off you. They're probably getting in the way. Yeah, there we go. And put the seeds back in, and hopefully that will stop me ripping these seeds out of the way. Maybe not, because there's a tiny gap there. I've got a feeling that will also have to be carefully done. So I'm just going to turn those on, and they're on. and I can wait till they're done, and that is pretty much a completed system, I think. I'll monitor it and just make sure I don't need some kind of buffer chest here before they get pulled back in. I'm not quite sure, but that's looking about right. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the episode. It's about half an hour mark. We've got Cursed Earth, we've got an activated division sigil, which means we've got unstable ingots available. We've got an automatic growth accelerator trench, which is the way I normally like to build them, rather than you can put 4 on the floor, like one there, one there, one there, one there, but then you've only got 4 acting on the seeds. And with the trench idea, you can put through an awful lot of seeds at the same time and just have them run down and be active. I'm not sure what the radius of these things are, but having more is definitely a good idea. Anyway, hopefully you'll let me know in the comments. I'm sure many of you will object and say that's the wrong way to do things. You need to do it this way. That's normal. Anyway, if you've liked the episode, thumbs up. If you haven't, thumbs down. Otherwise, feel free to subscribe or follow me on Twitter @Greaterster for news on more of these episodes. Thanks for watching.